Mascots have been around for quite a while. One of the first mascots was a taxidermy mount in 1908 for the Chicago Cubs. However, it wasn't until 1964 that live-costumed mascots began to appear. It wasn't long after that costumed mascots became an expected part of many sports teams, universities, companies, organizations, and schools. Most mascots make sense and go with an associated name. However, other mascots are totally out there. Some of the mascots are lovable despite their bizarre design. Others make you scratch your head and wonder what the designers were thinking. Stanford Tree. Technically, the Stanford Tree is the mascot of the band. But the tree actually symbolizes the city of Palo Alto, which has a redwood tree as its logo. As it happens, Stanford University also has a tree on its official seal, proving just how inseparable the university and Palo Alto really are. The school never had an official mascot due to no one agreeing on any one candidate. Around 1975, the band performed several halftime shows that slyly introduced mascots they thought would work for the school. The Stanford Tree received such a positive reaction that the band decided to keep it around. Now, the Stanford Tree has become part of many other university traditions. One tradition is known as Full Moon on the Quad. This tradition started back in the 19th century. Men in the senior class would kiss women in the freshman class and sometimes exchange roses. Today, the tradition boils down to kissing as many people as possible. In that one night, the Stanford Tree may receive at least 1,000 kisses. Blue Blob. In 1985, Xavier University already had a mascot, D'Artagnan, the Musketeer. However, Sally Watson, the Spirit Squad coordinator, worried that the sword-carrying character scared kids. So Sally decided to design a softer, more lovable mascot. Since his introduction, the Blue Blob has been part of sporting events and even appeared in 2 sports center commercials. But unfortunately, the Blue Blob doesn't have much of an origin story, which caused many students to come up with their own version. So today, the question remains, what is the Blue Blob? But that is the thing, he is just a blob. He is blue, furry, and an energetic character that even adults love. The mascot also has a 2-foot-long tongue that he uses to lick fans. The Blue Blob even has its own merchandise. Anyone can wear the Blue Blob costume, but the candidate must meet one requirement. The Blue Blob cannot be taller than D'Artagnan. Beyond that, anything goes. WuShock. In 1904, football manager R.J. Kirk needed a name for the Wichita State University team. R.J. settled on the Wheat Shockers. This came about because many football players earned tuition and board harvesting, otherwise known as shocking wheat. Later, the name was shortened to Shockers. Until 1948, the university used a simple shock of wheat as its symbol. In 1948, Junior Wilbur Elsie won the Kappa Pi Honorary Society's competition to design a mascot representing the school's spirit. In October 1948, the school newspaper ran an advertisement asking students to submit names for the new mascot. Freshman Jack Kirsting submitted the name WuShock. However, it wasn't until 1954 that the mascot received a 3D representation, with a costume being created by a Wu cheerleader and members of the art department. Mysterious Fish. In Japan, one of the weirdest mascots is the Mysterious Fish. The mascot was introduced in May 2017 by the Chiba-Lotte Marines baseball team. The mascot begins as an angler fish with legs. However, the fish reveals new forms throughout the game, including a skeleton fish. Mysterious Fish has worked with Hawaiian Airlines since 2018. However, in 2021 the person playing the character announced his retirement. Unfortunately, this also meant the fish would retire instead of having someone new fill his fins. Fighting OKRA. Delta State University has always had two mascots. The official mascot has been the Statesman due to the role State Representative Walter Sillers Jr. played in the school's location. However, in the 1980s, a series of events led to the student body adopting an unofficial mascot. The students never felt a statesman was very intimidating. One day some university basketball players and baseball players were talking in the Court of Governors dormitory. Basketball player Houston Williamson expressed how the fighting statesman wasn't frightening to opponents. It also didn't help that the mascot was temporarily prohibited from athletic activities due to a physical altercation with another mascot. Everyone in the group agreed with Williamson and said a mascot needed to be mean and green. A lively discussion ensued, and the players made many suggestions. Baseball pitcher Bob Black suggested okra because the fruit is green, fuzzy, and tough. But it wasn't until the mid-1990s that the fighting okra was adopted as the unofficial mascot. Allstarthewatertower. Allstarthewatertower, the mascot of the Florence Yalls, hosted his first game on May 13, 2016. The inspiration for this mascot came from the famous water tower in Florence, Kentucky. The water tower was first built in 1974 and sported the words Florence Mall. However, due to the location of the actual Florence Mall and legal complications, something had to be done. So, the city changed the M on the water tower to AY, reading Florence Yall. The water tower quickly became a regional landmark. The baseball team was initially called the Florence Freedom. In 2020, the group changed its name to Florence Yalls to honor the water tower.